As we know, when women get pregnant, they tend to gain some weight. But now there's this new trend of shaming women for being fat when they are pregnant. And one good example of that is actually Kim Kardashian. Now, as you guys know, if you've watched the show regularly, you know that we're not huge fans of Kim Kardashian. We don't really care about what she's up to. But she is the perfect example of someone who is pregnant and who is continuously fat shamed, even though she can't help the fact that she's gaining weight. In fact, the fact that she's gaining weight is probably a positive thing if she's pregnant.
For the kid, yeah.
Now, the VMAs just happened, and there were a number of people who made memes about her. They were shared all over the place, and you might be wondering, okay, well, who cares if some random people on the internet are sharing memes of her? People are evil, they're cruel, it's not a big deal. Well, then you have media outlets like BuzzFeed that are making lists of all the memes that people are creating, and they're almost making fun of her and laughing about it, and it really bothers me. It doesn't matter if this is Kim Kardashian. I don't care if you put another woman in her situation, in her place. This is not okay, and it's something that I really feel like we need to talk about. Okay, so let's take a look at one of the memes that someone created. Oh, so funny, she looks like a potato. All right.
She's pregnant.
Okay, here are some of the tweets.
What the fuck?
Are we sure that some of these aren't perhaps more about the outfit than the shape? Not the potato one, probably. But people were criticizing her and Kanye's outfits too, which is a separate thing. That's a choice. That has nothing to do with the pregnancy.
It's a separate thing, but it's no surprise that they used a potato. And in every picture that I'm going to show you, they're referencing.
Gross.
It is gross. Let me continue though. Some woman on Twitter wrote, Kim Kardashian always looking like a blimp when she's pregnant.
Jesus.
Yeah, I wonder what you're going to look like when you're pregnant. Do you think you're going to look like a supermodel? Because you probably won't.
Probably.
Oh, you know what? She also limps when she has a broken leg. What the fuck? I mean, that's 2 + 2 = 4. Wow, you're upset that people are human beings?
I mean, it goes further than that. Okay, so let's take a look at the next meme. I'm not a movie buff, so I don't...
Oh, come on.
Yeah. This is not okay. And then,
I don't know if we should show these even.
Yeah, I kind of feel like maybe we don't need to.
But I want to show you guys so you understand just how unbearably disgusting
this is misogyny, right? So this is a misogynistic culture. This is women hating.
Yes, there is an element of misogyny in it, but there are so many women that are sharing these memes. It's not about men hating on women. It's not about sex. Yes, there's an element of sexism in it, but it's more about the fact that people think it's okay to shame someone like this just because they don't like them. First of all, I get it, okay? I have my issues with the Kardashian family. I hate the media's obsession with them. And even though we're talking about this, and you're probably going to say, well, you seem obsessed, you're talking about her. This isn't about her. This is about the fact that people think it's acceptable to be this cruel on the internet when a woman is pregnant. She can't help it. Seth MacFarlane was accused of being sexist during the Oscars, and one of the writers for BuzzFeed, Hillary Reinsberg, argued that there were at least 9 different things that he did that made him extremely sexist during his performance last night. And I want to list what those things are. And the very first thing had to do with the song that he sang in the very beginning of the ceremony. And the name of the song, or I don't know if this is the name of the song, but it was We Saw Your Boobs. Yeah, and basically he referenced all of the different actresses that went topless for their different roles. And I want to read you some of the lyrics. I thought it was funny. I don't remember the exact tune, so I'm just going to read it in a monotone way. Kristen Stewart, we saw your boobs in On the Road. And in Monster, we saw Charlize Theron's. By the way, when he sang that part, the camera cut to Charlize Theron, and she looked so irritated.
It's pre-recorded.
Yeah.
She was part of the joke.
Oh, she was?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I thought she was.
She's a good sport, trust me.
Thanks, God, because I thought that she was actually really upset by it.
Well, that's why Jennifer Lawrence is like, ah.
That's really funny.
It's pre-recorded.
Okay. So then Helen Hunt, we saw them in The Sessions, and Scarlett Johansson, we saw them on our phones.
That's funny.
Zinger. Jessica Chastain, we saw your boobs in Lawless. Jodie Foster in The Accused.
Huh. I'm going to have to do some Googling later. Anyway.
Hilary Swank in Boys Don't Cry. Penelope Cruz in Vanilla Sky. This is my favorite part. And Kate Winslet in Heavenly Creatures. And Jude. And Hamlet. And Titanic. And Iris. And Little Children. And The Reader. And whatever you're shooting right now. We saw your boobs. We saw your boobs.
Wow.
Okay, so
that's a lot of movies with some boobs.
So some people freaked out about this because they thought it was sexist. But he's a comedian. He's making light of something that's not even that big of a deal. These people are artists, right? Yeah. They made that decision to go topless for their roles. A lot of these movies were incredible movies. Like, you got to be willing to laugh at yourself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see that as that big of a deal.
Well,
So let's take a look at one of the memes that someone created. Oh, so funny. She looks like a potato. All right.
She's pregnant.
Okay. Here are some of the
tweets. What the fuck?
Are we sure that some of these aren't perhaps more about the outfit than the shape? Not the potato one, probably.
People should be able to distinguish between a non-pregnant person and a pregnant person.
Yeah, but like I said, they do it anyway.
Let's do a little biology
even when
lesson,
she's not
okay?
pregnant.
So for all the dumb women out there who are criticizing the way that she looks, let me explain something to you. So something happens called intercourse, right? Where sperm enters the vagina, and then all of a sudden it fertilizes an egg, it embeds itself into the uterine wall, and then she becomes pregnant, and a baby grows in a womb, right? Yeah. And then in order for the baby to grow, the stomach needs to expand, okay? That's what happens to your body. So when you get pregnant, why don't you post some pictures of yourself on the internet and see how you feel when people start calling you a fucking blimp, okay? Because that's fucking disgusting behavior. Disgusting from men, from women, from anyone who thinks it's okay to criticize a pregnant woman. I don't care if it's Kim Kardashian, don't care if it's Kate Moss, don't care if it's someone at TYT. You do not say disrespectful things about a woman's appearance when she's pregnant.
It's not sexist, it's sexist-ish. Kind of like how it's not racist, it's racialist. Yeah, I mean, the joke is kind of that it's about women and everything, but look, if there had been a lot of guys like, you know, dropping Wang on films, they'd be joking about that too, but there haven't been a lot. You know, other than like, you know, forgetting Sarah Marshall, I guess. It just doesn't happen very often, but we do actually see boobs, so you can joke about it.
And here's the thing.
But there are a lot of other things, obviously.
And here's the thing, penis doesn't sell movie tickets. You know what I mean?
Not
like,
for the most part.
Like with Forgetting Sarah Marshall, I wasn't thinking like, yes, I get to see that guy's wank. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. But of course, like with women, it's definitely, sure, there's like the salacious angle to it, but these are like very reputable actresses. You know what I mean? And I don't think that mentioning them going topless in the roles belittles the work that they've done. I just don't see it as sexist.
Or to the extent that it does, it's a joke.
Exactly, exactly. All right, another thing that she mentioned was that, you know, George Clooney was mentioned when it came to the young 9-year-old actress, and I always mispronounce her name. You pronounce it better than I do. Go.
I think it's Quevin Wallace.
Quevin Wallace, I think that's correct. So Seth MacFarlane was making a joke about George Clooney dating Quevin Wallace at some point when she gets older. So the joke was, to give you an idea of how young she is, it'll be 16 years before she's too old for Clooney.
Yeah.
That's a dig at Clooney.
Yeah, that is not a joke about her. Fundamentally,
exactly.
It's not a joke about women. It's if anything, it's a joke about guys. You know, and how it's a misogynistic joke, not a well, it's sexist technically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand why people had such a problem with it.
Seth MacFarlane also took a dig at Chris Brown and Rihanna, and that was apparently perceived as sexist. Django is a movie where a woman is subjected to violence, or as we call it, a Chris Brown and Rihanna date movie.
Yeah, that was a funny joke too, and I guess it's kind of offensive. Although at this point, like everybody in the world has made Chris Brown and Rihanna jokes. Okay, I mean like. I think it's open game.
If anyone wants to get offended by that, it should be about the fact that he's making light of a domestic violence situation, but even that I'm not buying. You know what I mean? Like, it's not sexist in any way, shape, or form. Now look,
it's offensive. It's not specifically sexist.
Definitely, it is offensive. And the reason why I get kind of irritated with this is because of the fact that there is actual sexism that exists. Yeah. But when you have women call something that isn't sexist, then people think that you're constantly crying wolf. Yeah. It's like, these crazy feminists or these crazy women, they think everything's sexist, they're so paranoid, they think everyone's against them. But no, there are actual instances where sexism does occur, and we're like belittling it. You see what I'm saying? By pointing to these examples of non-sexism.
Yeah, I sometimes feel like when I respond to things like this that like I'm a guy, you know, what do I know if it's actually offensive to women? But even people like, there was the woman Melanie Klein, I believe, who was on The Point with you on one episode. She was tweeting all morning about how offensive this was, and I mean, people were in articles, they were talking about how like all of his jokes boil down to, haha, you're a woman. But I'm sorry, that's just an exaggeration of what he was saying. He's an edgy comic. If you watch Family Guy, this material wouldn't even be particularly edgy for the Family Guy. It's all adults in the audience except for Quevin Zani. I think that we can be adult about it and joke a bit. And he made jokes about guys. He made jokes about old guys. Like,
I mean, all women already feel about being pregnant and losing their their shape changing when they already are out of their mind over that. That's a tough thing for a woman to go through.
Yes.
And then you're going to put this on. That's just being. So we're becoming a coarse culture. There's a culture of dicks, a culture of reality TV pricks.
I think we are. I don't know if we're becoming. We are.
Donald.
It's just more transparent.
Or she's just so high profile that
I think
you get a lot of comments about your appearance. A lot positive, some bad.
Yeah.
If you had 10 times as many followers, you'd probably have 10 times as many positive and 10 times as many negative.
Yeah,
and it'd be more noticeable.
Whatever. I don't know. But going back to the psychology very quickly, John, yeah, I think that there are women out there, I think there are people out there who look at her life and they look at her appearance and they love to hate on her because regardless of what you think of her personality, she's fucking beautiful, okay? She's a beautiful woman who has a beautiful figure and she managed to make a freaking empire based on that. And she's fabulously wealthy as a result. So people love seeing her fat or whatever. They love making fun of her appearance because it makes them feel good about themselves. They're nothing but bullies. So your commentary about her appearance while she's pregnant just proves to me how ugly you are as a person. And I would love all these pathetic little bitches who are hiding behind the internet to please reveal themselves and show me how beautiful you think you are, okay? If you think it's acceptable to make fun of people while they're pregnant because you think they look fat, I would love to see a picture of you in your bikini. Please, so whoever that woman was. Basic bitch? Okay, yeah, please. I'd like to see your picture. I'd love to see what you'd look like in a bikini. And when you get pregnant, show me those pictures as well.
Let's do jokes according to ultra progressives, okay? Okay, so Seth MacFarlane would say, coming up next is Jennifer Aniston, who was quite a catch. No, that's sexist. Sorry. Hold on, let me think. I don't know. What are you supposed to do? Comedians are supposed to make fun of people. That's the whole point.
But given the context, the joke was supposed to be controversial. I just wish they went in a different direction. As a comedian, you're supposed to punch up, not punch down.
Hold on, let me think. I don't know. What are you supposed to do? Comedians are supposed to make fun of people. That's the whole point.